Hi everyone, welcome to the channel CCUK Resin. We're going to get straight into this because I am so excited. Doing a bit of a collab with this as well with a few of the guys in Discord. We all decided to order some molds from intoresin and none of us know what we're getting. It's a mystery because all we know is that there are going to be five mystery molds which are handmade from intoresin. Now, in this bag, I think there's going to be not 5, but 10. I need both hands for that. 10! 10 molds from intoresin, handmade, because I bought 2 lots, because I haven't had a bad intoresin mold yet. So make sure you watch the collab as well. I'm going to put the playlist in the description, and you can watch what everybody's got with these mystery molds. So, are you ready? And I know it's an intoresin one because of the packaging. Coffee dry, and we're ready to see what we've got. And I'm going to pour one of these at the end, so it's going to be exciting. Let's go for it. Oh, can you see my address? You can't now. So here we go. Right, this is the first bag, and there's 5 molds in that. Oh, and this is the second bag, and there's 5 molds in that. Just checking there's nothing else. Oh, there is something in the bag. There we go. So I've got the 2 5-piece surprise sets. And if you smell the bag, it smells a little bit scented. I don't know why. That's a bit strange. I've not had that before. So these should all hopefully be different. And there should be 5 in each. As always, intoresin molds are amazing, but please look after them. They're quality molds. And they give you quality pieces time and time again. Do not use fire in them. Don't touch the insides of them. And they should last a long time. But let's get straight into this. And they always come in their own little Ziploc bags, which is great. And if you want anything from intoresin and you're watching this, use my discount code CCUK and get yourself some money off. So here's my first bag. And oh, what have I got? And just remember, if you are buying these, you've got to allow about a month for them to come. Up to 30 days, I think they say, because they are beautiful molds, but they're handmade. So let's have a look at this one. Okay, this reminds me of one. Look at that design there. Now, if you go back through my videos, and if you watch one of my videos, which is he makes resin with sushi, that is what it reminds me of. Look at that. Beautiful. Just that beautiful little design, almost like little rainbows. And it's exactly the same design as I used on that keyring, which I did with some sushi packaging. So that's the first one. Number 2. What have we got? Let's have a look. Oh, this is cute. So these are little gemmy fetch seashells by the looks of it. Seashell, an octopus, a fish, a starfish I can see, a dolphin, all in that one little mold for these small pieces. So that's pretty cool. And again, they come with this little bit of paper. You can put it over the top. It just helps protect your mold. Again, you're meant to store these flat as well, guys, just to give you a bit of a tip. I can see a theme happening here, so these are going to be great for using all of my leftover drips of resin, I think. What's this one? Is it a snowman? I think that's a snowman. I think it's 2 snowmen. Do you want to build a snowman? Ride a bike across the hole. Okay, let's stop with the singing. But that'll be really cool, especially at Christmas. Maybe I'll do a Christmas in the summer theme. I don't know. This next... Oh, this one looks interesting. Not a clue what that one is. But again, every mold I've ever had from intoresin is absolutely stunning, guys. Is that a snowflake? I can't tell. It's either a snowflake or a flower. I think that's a snowflake. So again, that'll go very well with the snowman. And don't worry, I'm not going to sing again. but I think that looks like a little snowflake to me on that one. So I'm getting well prepared for Christmas, guys. And if you start now, you might be ready by the time it gets to Christmas. And this looks like a beautiful diamond heart keyring mold. Looking at that with a little heart in it. Wow, I love that. I think that's got to be my favorite in that set. So at the minute, it's that one we're pouring, and I know exactly what I'm pouring it with. But look at that. Beautiful. And I think that would just make a great pendant to wear around your neck. Or I think it would make a great keyring, you know, beautiful. Pocket hug, something like that. So, that's the first one, and all in, $40, I think, for 5 quality molds like that. I'm pretty happy with those. 2 of them are probably more Christmas themed, which means I probably won't be pouring them for a couple of months, but we'll see. Right, let's open this one next. So at the minute, and I hope you agree, although the snowmen are pretty cute, this is my favourite. And again, they're not going to take a lot of resin, these guys. Let's put these back in this bag so I know which one came in which. Not that it really matters, because they're all for me. Whenever I see a promotion like this on intoresin, I don't care if they're mystery molds, because I love every mold I've ever had. So I know I'm going to get something that I like, hopefully at a bargain, you know. And there's that care sheet as well. Just remember, use epoxy resin in the crystal effect rather than UV. Don't touch the crystal effect with your hands. Avoid using a torch or a flame. Use tape to clean them only. Don't wash it or use alcohol to clean it. Store the mold flat and separately in a zipper bag, which they provide. And make sure to loosen the finished resin pieces before demolding. If you have a problem with any of their molds as well, contact them within 3 days and they'll sort it out. So let's go with these, but I've not had a duplicate yet either, which is pretty good. That's what I was concerned about with me getting 2. So let's go with another one of these. And this, I don't know, it looks like a starfish with loads of little hearts. Let's have a look. Again, not a huge mold, but that's okay. Yeah, I think they're little hearts, and I think it's some kind of diamond effect or something in there. And then there's just a star in the middle. So that's lovely as well. And I am going to have to see if they're diamond effect or what they are. So I'm going to have to pour them to find out. So there's that one. And the next one. And that, we've got a flower in there, I think. Got some teddy bears, which look like the crystal effect. I don't know what's in the middle. Might be a crown, actually. But yeah, again, really cool, small little gem effect pieces. So there's that one. Oh, wow. This, it looks like a giant keyring mold with their beautiful gem effect, I think. Let's open it up. Wow, I've never had their proper gem effect molds either like this. Look at that. It is beautiful. And you could do all different colours of gems in there, I think. In fact, I might. That is absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to pour that. And I think that will be an amazing keyring. Look at it. Wow. All those different gem effects. So that's possibly another potential for us to pour. Right, next one. Oh, hello. What's this one? I think this is a different crystal effect leaf to the one that I've got. Look at that. That is beautiful as well. And that's just like another maple leaf. I've got the big version of this, but not the little one. And again, that's really cool. I think, again, it would make a great keyring or a pendant, depending on what you do with it. And then the final one is, I haven't got a clue. Looks very thin, whatever it is. Oh, are they butterflies? They might be butterflies, guys. Who doesn't like butterflies? Don't touch the insides. There we go. So we've got 2 big butterflies and 3 little butterflies on that as well. Now, I know we said we were going to pour 1, but I don't want to do that, guys, because I'm so excited. I want to see what they all look like. So you've got a bit of a treat. We're going to do them all. We're going to see what we get, I think. I'm just going to mix up probably 4 ounces of resin, I think should fill all of these. And then we're going to demold in a few hours and we're going to see what we've got. I just can't wait to see what I've got. And if they're still doing this, guys, this promotion, it was $40 for 5 of their handmade molds, which is an absolute bargain. Here we go. So that's the snowman. Let's just pour these, you know, and have a little bit of fun. Can we fit them all on? We can. And it's amazing that, because that is that same design that I used in that sushi video. So there we go. Right, I'm going to mix the 4 ounces of resin and I'll be straight back. Right, guys, and we're back, and I've mixed up about 7 ounces here because I think that's going to be a bigger mold and that one's going to be a bigger mold. So I'm going to crack on because I'm using fast cure, which means I've only got a 20-minute working time for these, and hopefully we're going to get some different effects mixed in there as well. Hopefully. So first one I'm going to concentrate on is this one, because as soon as I saw it, I thought blacks and red, 100%. Goes with the Chinese sort of pattern that's in there as well. So here we go. I've got 2 cups ready here and I'm just eyeballing it. I don't know how much I'm going to need, but anything spare can go into some of these others, you know. So that's about 1 ounce. And I think this should be about 1 ounce as well. So there we go. Now, for the red, you probably already guessed what I'm going to use. But for the black, I'm going to use these Charcoal Storm Bloom Drops from Create & Bloom. Four can go in there. I think that should be enough. And I've got to get a bit of a move on, because the rest I want to try a couple of different techniques in if we can get around to it. So again, just a decent scoop of this Candy Apple Blossom Red as well, because I think that with the black will just really set off that piece. And I think it's almost an espresso cup coaster is what I would call that mould. I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but we'll see. And this is that Candy Apple Blossom Red, which is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So all I'm going to do is I can see there's an edge or a little lip. I'm going to see if I can just get black in the lip. Hopefully. I'm going to move it around just to make it a bit easier to pour. But I want to pretty much fill up that ridge and hopefully not get it everywhere else. Is the plan. Again, I just want to slow, come on. And this is what you call very careful pouring, guys. Which I'm not very good at normally. But I think we're going to be okay with this. That looks good to me. That's gone all the way around. Just that edge. Now I'm just going to do this. Try and get any bubbles away. Now I'm going to go with the Candy Apple Blossom Red. So it just covers, hopefully, all of this. Beautiful. And I think that should be enough to cover it. Like so. And then I'm going to use this as well in this heart mold, because I think that'll be stunning in there. Should I fill it all the way up? Why not? Well, as much as I can. because I just think this candy apple blossom red with that diamond effect technique on that mould will be stunning. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back over the back, and you should probably do this in layers, guys, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to make sure that this is completely full now to the brim. And if we get an interesting crackle effect or something like that, we do. If we don't, I'm not going to be upset, because I still think we'll get a really cool piece. And that one, I would say, is now full. Tiny bit left here, which I might as well just pour it on there to just top up that heart. And I'm happy with that. Hopefully it will create some kind of effect. Now, what do we do? I've still got a tiny bit in here. I think there should be enough to just fill up one of these little hearts. So we might as well. And we'll see what that turns out like. Didn't mean to drip any in the one next to it, but hey ho. So there's that one. I've still got the tiniest bit of resin in there, and I don't want to waste any. So, what have I got? What have I got by the side of me? I don't want to use any tiny turners on these yet because they're quite new. I don't mind using some tiny turners, but not in this piece. How about I've got some of these pink flakes. Let's do this in this, what I think is going to be a snowflake. Just so I'm using all of that resin. There we go. And that's a really cool effect, actually, with just the black alcohol ink. But again, I want it to have a bit more sparkle. So I am just going to get some of these flakes, pink iridescent flakes, I think they are, and just put them on the back. And see what that turns out like. I don't know at this point. Could turn out great. It could be horrific. That's the beauty of resin. You don't know until you demold. Come on. A few more of those there. And I think that'll do. Now I'm going to leave those out actually, because I quite like that effect. And I've got a tiny bit left in here. In fact, what have I got over there? That's seashells, I think. Use it up in this one here, I think. I don't even know what it is. I suppose this is just me exploring what we've actually got as well. I've got to hurry up though, because the rest of that resin's still curing and heating up. So there's that. Now I'm just going to go grab some different alcohol inks, I think. In fact, I've got some different pigments next to me. Let's do that leaf. Give me two different greens. Let's go for it. I've got some gold mica. Some green mica, sorry. Put some of that in there. What about green and gold? What do you think, guys? I think that'll be pretty. So I've got some gold next to me as well. Here we go. Can't go wrong with a bit of green and gold. So again, I'm just going to pour some in here and some in here. There we go. And then I'm going to use the same stick. It'll be okay. It's got a bit of the tiny bit of that candy apple blossom on it, but not a lot. Not enough to make an impact, I don't think. So this is like a metallic mica green. Beautiful. And then this should be gold. Come on, gold. Again, beautiful, rich, bright gold. And now I'm just going to pour these randomly, hopefully at the same time, so we get a bit of a mixture. into this one. And we're going to see what that creates in this, I think it's a little maple leaf mould. Here we go. And that looks pretty already. Now I've got quite a bit of gold left. So let's have this little star here, I think. I think it's a little tiny starfish. Let's have a little golden heart as well. And in this one. Beautiful. And in fact, let's have a couple of these shells as well. I don't even know what these are. But let's just fill them. We've mixed some colours in the resin. Let's see what we get. I think that's a crown. So that actually should be gold. There we go. And should we have a golden butterfly as well? Now this is going to take next to no resin. Can't even see in this mould. I think that's the wing. I think I'm going to have to pull that through a little bit. And then we've still got some greens as well. Do you know what? I think I'm going to be full in a minute. So I'm not going to get through all the techniques that I wanted to, that's for sure. But as I say, I just want to see what these moulds look like and what the finished pieces are. You know? I slightly over poured that one. Let's have a green heart as well. Quite dark actually, that green. And one of these, whatever it is. I don't know at this point. And I think that's a starfish. Who says you can't have a green starfish? Just because I've already mixed it up, I don't want to waste any. And that one's slightly over pouring out the edge. So I think there's a bit of an issue with that mould. And I might get some leaking all over my table, which I'm not over the moon about, but it'll be okay. As I say, I just want to see what pieces we get. So I've still got a tiny bit of that red actually. I don't want to waste it. Let's put it in a snowman. And then let's make a weird goldy reddy greeny snowman, shall we? And so this for me is just about seeing what these moulds look like when we demold, nothing else. I'm not concentrating too much on the effect. I'm just having a bit of fun. And I am using a fast cure resin as well, so make sure you pop any bubbles that you see, because they will cure and you will see them. Okay. I've got a tiny bit of this gold as well. So, we've still got loads of resin left here, guys. So, it's not curing yet, so that's a good thing. What next? Let's get some alcohol inks, I think, for these next pieces. So we've got loads of mica pieces there. Right, randomly picked some alcohol inks, and I've got some bloom as well. Well, it's actually bloom paste. It's the fake one from Temu, and I'm intrigued as to what it will do if I just put a drop of it in on top of the alcohol ink, because we all like a snowman to be white, which I think this mould is. And as you can see, I'm not mixing it in at all. I'm just going to give it a shake and put a couple of drops of this fake ocean white onto the snowman, because it's almost like an alcohol ink anyway. I expect this to sink into the resin, but we'll see. if it continues to spread or not. I'm going to give it 1 drop of blue as well. And I've not tried this before, guys. If I'm being honest, I don't expect to get a Petri from it. I expect it to just sink and blob. But we'll see. Beautiful. Right. Next, I want to do this funky one. I'm going to put a drop straight into there. I'm going to put a couple of drops in these. So these were just random colours that I picked. Hopefully they're not going to stay in the mould. If they do, they do. It's a bit more blue, I think. Okay, we're going to get a purple effect in that. And the idea here is when I pour that resin in, hopefully all these inks might mix up and give us a pretty cool effect. So I'm just going to fill that one with clear. Again, not too quick, but I want a little stream like that. Wow. Loving that. There's just lots of different colours. Fill it all the way up. We'll see what it cures like. That would just be like colourful glass, I think. Now I've still got some of this left. So let's fill these. Whoa, 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 whoa. And then we're just going to wait for these to cure and see what happens. So here we go, guys, and it's only been a couple of hours, and that's reason is because I'm using the fast cure resin from Apex. Only have to wait 2, maybe 3 hours, depending on your temperature. So if you want some of that, get over to apexresin.co.uk and use my discount code CCUK. But let's get these demolded and let's see what we've got. So let's do this one, which I thought was possibly... I still don't know what it is. I think it's either meant to be a flower or a snowflake. Let me know what you think. I mean, I like it. It's almost like little crystals coming out in like that flower pattern. So that's pretty cool. Again, just going to leave that there to make sure they fully cure. Oh, before impatient Andy. Now, this is the one I'm really hopeful for. I absolutely love their diamond edge molds and their gem effect molds. So, let's have a look. Wow, look at that. And that's with that candy apple blossom red. Came out really cool, I think. Love the sides as well. Just look at that different effect. I think this would make either a great pendant or just a great little keychain. So that one I'm really happy with. Next, let's go for this, which is just these little small ones. Big concerned, actually, because these smaller ones normally take a little bit longer. I don't know what effect that is. It's almost like sand. I don't know if this is meant to be a sand effect mold. Don't know. Let me know what you think. I'm just going to try and get you some focus. There's almost like a
diamond dust effect, I suppose. Again, pretty cool. Just that diamond dust effect. Not going to show you them all because they're all pretty much the same. And don't forget as well, if you're like IntoResin molds, I've got a discount code for IntoResin as well, which is also CCUK. And they do some amazing molds. Now these probably aren't my favourite IntoResin molds, if I'm being honest. And I'd rather be honest with you guys. I think they're okay, but I'm just not a huge fan of these little tiny molds. And for the mystery bags, I was hoping there'd be a few more of the bigger ones. So let's go to one of the bigger ones. Now I've got the big giant maple leaf. I've not got this small one. So this will be quite interesting. And I love that actually. Just with those golds and that green. Came out pretty cool. I still prefer the big one of this. But that was pretty cool. And again, apologies to everybody who's doing the collab. I didn't realise we're only meant to have done one of these. Now this is like that famous mouse in a gem effect that shall not be named. Beautiful little gem effect, crystal effect teddy bear there. I like that one. I still don't know what that one is, even after pouring. I think it's a fruit of some sort. Maybe a strawberry. Might be a strawberry. If I'd have known that, I'd have done it in red. Little crown. Again, just in that gold, which was probably the right choice of colour. Another crown with a couple of hearts on top. There we go. And you can just see that sort of gem effect on it, which is really cool. We've got a little flower, actually. I like that. That is probably my favourite one so far in there. And I just like the gem effect flower. So that's turned out okay. We've got, I think that's a mushroom. We've got a little green mushroom. Again, it's got that crystal effect. And I think that's a rabbit head. There we go. So that's a little rabbit head. Out of that one, I think my favourite has to be the teddy bear and the flower. 100%. And as you can see with these IntoResin ones, I think there's no better effect than just some clear resin with a drop of alcohol ink. Really brings out the piece. Now these are going to take some cleaning up, and it's because it was so thin. And I don't think this is fully cured actually because it's that thin, but it'll be okay. So this is 3 butterflies, and as you can see, they're that thin. I really struggled with that as a mold. These are the individual ones. Again, a little bit of that crystal effect in there, but not my favourite if I'm being completely honest. They're okay if that's the type of mold that you want. Now for the snowman. Now this guy came out a bit strange. Look at, oh wow, okay. So because I dipped the fake ocean white on the back without pouring an extra layer of resin, guess what's happened? It's not fully cured that white in. So I'm just giving it a wipe so I don't get it all over my hands. But that's a pretty cute mold, you know, for Christmas. Little Christmas ornaments or Christmas keyrings. Now the other one hasn't got that white in, so I don't need to worry about that. And that was just some random colours that I put in. So that is obviously that mold, which I think could make a really cool just keyring mold around Christmas time. Let's go for this one next, which is all these little sea creatures. Now this on the mold, just about sinking out. So again, I wasn't overly keen. Now this is really cool actually. I like them, the actual pieces. So that was a starfish. This one is, I think it's a little dolphin. It's going to take a bit of cleaning up because I over poured. I think that's meant to be a whale's tail. We've got a little seashell. That's pretty cool. We've got another shell. We've got, I think that's a whale with a bow, which is quite cute. You know, they might be okay if you do a lot of jewelry, stud earrings, something like that. That's another crystal effect dolphin. Now that one I prefer. So there's that one. And we're getting towards the end. We've only got 2 more to go after this. Little octopus, again, crystal effect one. And then we've got another seashell in the center. So there's that one. Right, last 2 of the big pieces, guys. So hopefully they're going to turn out pretty cool. Now this is that large, I don't know, I suppose it's meant to be a large pendant or a large keychain piece. And I just dripped in those different colors of alcohol ink in this piece. There's probably much better ways to do it. Now that, I love the effect. Genuinely, I do. I love that effect. I think this would be better if it was a tiny bit smaller. I just think it's a little bit big for a keyring, although I do love those gem effects, and I think it'd be far too big for a pendant. So there's that one. And then this one I'm really hopeful for. Now, I think it's meant to be a mini coaster mold. Now, for me, I think the only thing this would work as a coaster for would be an espresso cup. So maybe it's meant to be an espresso cup mold. And again, here we go. Now, I think that's turned out really pretty, actually. Just with that black rim going round. And then I think that's probably one of my favourite pieces, actually. So yeah, not bad. And all in, I mean, $40 for 5 of these handmade moulds isn't bad. They're just not my favourite intoresin moulds, if I'm being honest. And it's probably because I'm more of a fan of the bigger pieces, to be honest. But again, that one there, it's kind of growing on me the more I look at it. And I think that one's a winner. I do like that. The heart with the diamond effect. I am going to do these again, probably just in clear, because I think that will show them off better. But I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, as always, like and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you watch everybody in that collaborations, because I will be, because I think it's going to be really interesting just to see what everybody's got in the bags. And again, when you get a mystery bag, it's a mystery. You never know what you're going to get. But this is what I got from 2 bags. Let me know what you think in comments, and I'll see you on the next one.